Hello and welcome to another episode of the Smash Accept podcast. I'm your host, Michael Royer. You can find me on Twitter at Dynasty Dad FF. It is Trade Show Tuesday, baby. I am super locked in on this one. We got 6 super chats before the show even started. I'm in here typing in, putting all the trades that you guys sent in. We have 23 shows from the Discord. This is a Discord only show. 6 of you guys on YouTube are already getting in on super chats. So we're going to do something special tonight. So I was talking about it with Broc backstage. 5, and we'll give away a basic. We already hit that. 10, we're going to give away 1 month VIP Patreon as well as a rookie guide. 10 or 15, we're going to give away 2. 20, we're going to give away 3. If we hit 30, I'm going to give away a jersey from ujersey.com, whatever NFL jersey you guys want. If we hit that, I will send that to you. A little Father's Day gift from Dad. You know, we're going to try to give it away. Snoog, Trade Show Tuesdays, man. We've done about 30 of these now. Every single week it gets bigger and bigger. I'm excited for this one.
Yeah, I am too. I mean, it always is so much fun jumping on here, seeing everybody coming back. Like Esteen's back. A lot of these Blue K prods is back. I'm seeing names that are here every Tuesday night. So I appreciate you guys coming out here and wanting to hear us blab on about fantasy football takes and argue with each other. So I'm excited for this one tonight.
Yeah, and Broc, I mean, thank you so much to the edits that you've been doing, the hosting on here. We've crossed 4,000 subs. We're at actually 4,300 now. This week has been 300 ads this past week. A lot of that is kudos to what you've been doing. And guys, if you don't already, link down below, smash the subscription today and enjoy the process on our quest to 5K. You know, it almost rhymes. Broc, you got the baby face. Does that mean you're ready to rock and roll for today?
That means we're ready to rock and roll. And these are my favorite of the super chats. You know what we call them. No message, no nothing. These guys are just in here for the love of the game. So we appreciate the super chat from One Dustin C. Appreciate the super chat. We want to throw that one up there. And then the second one from L Train 23. So we appreciate you guys coming out. Even before we start, just throwing some love out there to us. Oh, okay. So we got a chat.
Let's start out with his.
Let's do it. So he traded Rome, the 112, 202, and 209. For ETN 105, 107, and 306. He's also trying to acquire Jefferson for the 103, 104, and a second next year. Thoughts? Is that too much? So, Dad, first trade, the Rome one in the picks for ETN and a few first. Which one did we like on that one?
So, I mean, knock out the Rome in the 107 because that's kind of where he's at right now. So it becomes ETN 105 or the 112, 202. Give me ETN 105 all day long. I want to get Travion Henderson. I want to get what falls into that area. If someone doesn't like, I'm seeing running backs go earlier and earlier, and I'm seeing Tet fall to 105, and I'm smashing that all day long. So that's a no-brainer for me. And I think ETN really is undervalued with where he could be. I mean, he's going to be a starter in 2025 and likely in 2026 get a bounce back. The other one, Snoog, I'm perfectly fine trading the 103, 104, and 26 second. I mean, dare I say that's even a cowbell smash except for me because I love Hampton, Hunter, and Tet, but they both have to hit to get that, you know? So like I'm all in on both these trades. What do you think, Snoop? I'm going to give him a cowbell. You all right with that?
I'm okay with the cowbell. I love it.
Let's go. Yeah, that one's definitely a good one.
And the next one coming in from L Train 23. That one again was just a super chat for the love of the game. Appreciate it, L Train. Oh, he had the message with it too. Nice. So he traded, looks like a startup. He traded the 608, 609, 610, and 705. So he got 3 picks there in the 6th and a 7th and a 27 second for the 807, 906, 909. So he got back an 8th, 2 9ths, and then 3 firsts, 1 next year and 2 in 2027. He now has 7 firsts through 6th round of his startup. Wow. And he has Neighbors, JSN, Rome, and McCarthy. Did I cook, Snoog? Did L Train cook? What do we think here?
Yeah, you cooked a filet mignon with a lobster tail on the side.
Dude, that's
a good move.
That's awesome.
I got 8 in between 20 in Smash Accept Global. I have 8 and then I have 9 seconds, but I'm jealous of the players you have to go on top of that. L Train, that is a thing of beauty. We really appreciate you sharing that. I got to scroll down here. Got the next one. His team said, shameless plug for toaster reviews. I don't know much about toasters, but then he sent another one. He goes, roster reviews. He's a plug. Both Snoog and I have helped him out with roster reviews. This question here he has is Puka or G-Dub and a second. Broc, I know you're the host, but I kind of stole that one. What do you think?
I'm going to take Puka here. I really love
Mhm.
Garrett Wilson. Honestly, I've probably been higher on him than most over the past few years. But to just add a second, and I feel like getting into another tier, I have Puka a tier above Garrett Wilson. I would definitely be making that trade.
Yeah, to me, this has to be Puka and a second for Garrett and a first. That's the only way I'm doing this right now. Garrett is on another, or is just a tier below at this particular junction. The super chats are flying in, so we're gonna hit a couple more here.
We're at 12.
As we go, we've hit 12 already, so let's get going. The next one here from Tifi Baco.
Appreciate the super chat, Tifi. He said, trust the process down to the bones. You love to hear it. He's got May and Dart at QB. Receivers, London, Ladd, Tet, Igbuka, Jaden Higgins. Bowers at tight end. 8 firsts in 27 to the next year. 0.75 tight end premium, start 10. What do you think about this, boys? Looking like a good rebuild with some nice pieces?
Looking like a great rebuild with some
this
real
is
good pieces.
Dynasty Dad approved, as well as, he's got like a He-Man action figure as is AVI. That's even better. It brings back some of the childhood memories for me with He-Man. So I love that. Blue K Pods.
Let's go. Blue K coming back in. Recognize the name. Superflex 12 team. We got one side with the 104, Tyreek Hill and Javonte. Other side with Devonta Smith, a first next year, Jalen Milroe, and Kyle Williams. Dad, how are we breaking this one up?
I'm taking the 104 side here because, I think K Will and Javonte is semi-close. I think, obviously I would prefer Kyle Williams but I think that could change one way or another. The biggest part of this for me is the 104, right? Like the 104 is going to be something special. Devonta Smith right now to me is more say like the 107. So 104 and Tyreek Hill over Devonta Smith in that 26 first. So I think it's just, what do you think on Jalen Milroe? But for me, I am firmly taking the 104 side, and then if I'm rebuilding, I'm flipping Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, I think the 104 side's by far the best piece in this trade. So you kind of have to lean that side because you're getting the best asset. Tyreek Hill's another stud asset. It is close though, because it's like I'm looking at it like, would I rather 104 and Tyreek or Devontae Smith and a random 26 first? Milroe and Kyle Williams aren't like enticing enough for me to be like, choose that side. But it's fair. I think it is fair for sure.
Agreed. We got a couple here for the love of the game. Doof12 just says, let's get that jersey. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. It's in support. Crazy Connor says, just for the love of the game. Love it. My main man over here at Sleazeball on Twitter got a great YouTube page. Make sure you check it out. He says, keep killing it, boys. Just dropping super for the jersey for the community. Love that. And if he gets it, he'll probably get himself, he's a big San Francisco guy. Maybe we'll get him a Christian
Sleaze when we playing some Fortnite.
Yo, he's legit at Fortnite. No lie.
I know he's sweaty.
All right, here we go. Kevin Davis.
All right, appreciate the super chat, Kevin. He said, kicking it off hot. Traded Evans straight up for Mike Evans. Trying to think of another Evans. All I know is Chris Evans. What do we think?
Yeah, Chris Evans, like Captain America. I don't know. I'm gonna say
he's running back.
I'm gonna go. If you traded Chris Evans for Mike Evans, let's do that one. Answer Darren Bowling.
Yes, sir. Appreciate the super chat, Darren. He said, should I trade Burrow and Tyreek Hill for Stroud, JMO, and we'll just call it a random 26 first? Snoog, what do we like here with this one?
I like the Burrow side slightly. I think it's fair. I think you're going to get more points out of the Burrow and Hill side, though. I'm not a huge JMO fan, but I think, tearing off Burrow to Stroud and a random 26 first is a fair, good trade. I just prefer Tyreek Hill to Jameson Williams.
I look at it as a 26 first and Hill cancel each other out. And unless this is an early first, and an early first, it's like most of the time I say, late, it's one way. For me, this has to be earlier. I'm not even considering it. I think Burrow is a massive gap above CJ Stroud at this point in Dynasty.
Yep. All right. And then our 12th super chat, 13th, actually. I know this is 12. Coming from Darth Twerk. Appreciate the super chat, Darth. He said, not sure what TKS stands for, but thanks for this. Oh, thanks. Super thanks for your super quick response to his on the clock question. Looks like you helped him out. Not only was it his first super flex draft, but it's his first Dynasty startup. He's only had orphans, so his first go at a startup, and it looks like you were helping him with some trade questions.
First of all, thank you for adopting the orphans. They need good homes. Like I'm really shocked at how people where they message me and they're like, "Dad, I've only ever done orphans. What about a startup?" And I'm like, "Dude, like what? That's like
Missing
saying
the best part.
The best
I've only
part's-
gotten my toys at yard sales. Like, no, we want to get that brand new toy. Let's put it together for the first time. You know what I mean? Like those Legos are used. Let's get something new. I want to build that fancy set.
That's a fun analogy. All right, in our 13th super chat, it's got to be a record within the first 10 minutes from Justo FPS, 12-team Superflex, non-tight end premium. He's got 2 offers to move Brees Hall. So the first one is Brees and Tucker Kraft for a 27 first in Loveland. Other one is Brees Hall and Kraft for a 27 second, Adams and Loveland. So I guess this comes down to, would you rather have the 27 first or a 27 second and Devontae Adams, Dad? What do we think?
I want the 27 first. Give me that 27 first all day. As much as I like Adams, like that 27 first just keeps getting more and more, just more and more value. You know what I mean? So I really like that one. He also says he's stacked at running back. He has the A-Chain, CMC, Judkins, Harvey, Mason. Wide receivers are, that's a fantastic team. So I'm on there. Love that, Justo. And we have, with Dartwork says, a lot less stress with orphans. So yeah, because, their parents kind of got rid of them. So, no, hey, we can't do that. All right, let's get back up to our regularly scheduled program. 13 super chats in the first 10 minutes. That is insane. So I gotta try to work myself back up to the top of the board here. This has been unbelievable start. So Broc, mathematically, I mean, we already given away 1 free month of VIP, and we're going to give away, 1 rookie guide at this point. 2 more, we'll hit to 2. And then, like I said, once we get to 20, we'll give away 3. Once we get to 30, and we're going to do it tonight, I will give away a jersey from ujersey.com. They are really sharp looking jerseys. So we'll make sure we get you guys something sent over there on Father's Day. It's Dad. You got to give a little love. So here we go.
All right. Trade number 1 here coming from Ryan Lucas from the Discord. We got one side with T. Higgins and Jonathan Taylor, other side with Brian Thomas Jr. and a 26 second Snoog. What do we think on this one?
Yeah, this is close for me, but I want BTJ. I think he's just an asset that I don't think T. Higgins can get to just because of age and his past. And then Jonathan Taylor's not enough to cut it for me. I think if you took the second and threw it on the Higgins side and then it was just those 3 for BTJ, I'd probably lean Higgins. So it's basically off by like another second plus in my opinion, but not a bad trade. I just prefer the cornerstone asset in BTJ.
Yeah. And that's where Ryan is a super sharp guy. One thing I really love is just creating connections with other guys in the Discord. And he thinks so much like I do. Is like, I'll actually throw some things off of him. You know what I mean? And start some dialogue. And he's iron sharpens iron. We talk about that all the time. Snoog and I do it where, he's made some trade ideas. And he's like, hey, this is one that I was thinking when would be something you're into. And I'm like, absolutely. Like get yourself BTJ, get that cornerstone asset, and get that second round pick on top of it. This is a rebuilding team as well. So even more so, I'm smashing the BTJ because Higgins, as much as I love T. Higgins in Dynasty, he's another injury riddled season away from dropping outside the top 20, as opposed to if he puts up a 1,500 yard season and 10 touchdowns like he can really move up, into that maybe 12 to 14 range. But I think you're looking at 2 guys here that are an injury away from really dipping in value.
Yeah. Trade 2 here coming from a BM Bank over on the Discord as well. We got one side with Kyler and Luther Burden, other side with Jared Goff and DK Metcalf. Dad, I'll pass this one back to you here. What do we think?
So if you're contending right now, there is no cheaper option at the quarterback position than Jared Goff. Jared Goff has been back-to-back QB7. The reason I want the Goff side even more so, though, is DK Metcalf. DK Metcalf, I just got him in the late 7th. But, I mean, hey, Broc, you got yourself a quarterback. Like Aaron Rodgers, there is no aura on him. I'm seeing him on the football field, and he just doesn't, it just
funny,
it doesn't
funny
feel
looking
right.
helmet. He's old. It doesn't feel right.
It doesn't look right. But I think he's going to prop up DK Metcalf to potentially be a wide receiver 1 and be one of those rare occasions that a 27-year-old wide receiver increases in value. So Snoog, I mean, if you're rebuilding, I could smash the Kyler and Burden side, but I think as a contender or somewhere in the middle, give me Goff and Metcalf.
Yeah, I think it's pretty fair all around. I think I want the Kyler side just because I think Kyler has more value than Goff. And I think he like a big bounce back from Kyler could really help him kind of ascend his value. And I don't think Goff can really get any higher. But I really love DK with the Aaron Rodgers news. Like, I do think he's going to have one of his best seasons he's had since, prime Russ in Seattle.
Well, and there was a time where AJ Brown and DK Metcalf were looked at in a similar way where, Snoog, if someone came to you today and they offered you DK Metcalf in a mid-27 first or AJ Brown, what are you taking? I'm going Metcalf now. I wouldn't have a week ago.
Yeah.
It has to be at least mid, though. Hey, there's Super Chat number 14 and 15. Here we go. We are now at 2 rookie guides and 2 VIP months of the Patreon.
All right. Appreciate you coming back here, Doof. We got a rebuilding team. Do we trade all the draft capital or 1 to 3 extra picks and grab a foundational player?
That's always an interesting thing, though, because we talk about the rebuilds, right? And what do I always say? We build out before we build up. There's an art form of knowing what you have, right? Like we were just talking about DK Metcalf. I mean, if you have a Metcalf and what's going to be a late first, and next year's class is a down class. Let's just be honest about it. But you take a late first plus Metcalf and you get yourself to, say, Rashee Rice or JSN or a piece that is going to be stable and not lose value. The most important thing in a dynasty is we minimize risk and we maximize return, right? And the way we maximize the return is getting as liquid as possible. So you want to be as safe as possible, as liquid as possible. First, don't go down in value. But Snoog, I have no problem adding a late first to a guy like Metcalf or an older player to move up in age. Only at wide receiver, though. I'm not touching it with running backs, maybe at quarterback, but it's got to be something that moves you into a foundational, not just improve.
Yeah, that's what it all comes down to at the same time. So usually what I try to do when I'm rebuilding, and I've told some people in the Discord this, I think we rebuild a little bit different, Dad. You like to have some pieces on your roster. I literally sell everything. I don't own like a single player. My team's horrible. I probably have like all taxi squad players in my starting lineup. And then I go out and buy a team when I'm ready. I'll literally have everything in draft capital because the first year I ever rebuild, I had players, like a couple players, I had a couple quarterbacks and players like that. Kyler tore his ACL, lost a ton of value. A bunch of my players just tanked in value because they got injured or had an off season and stuff like that. And I was like, why own players in a rebuild? It just makes zero sense when I can go ahead and buy an entire team in 2 days, like I've done plenty of times. So that's how I try to rebuild personally. But if you want to grab foundational players, it's good to have a couple of them if you want to.
For sure. And we got our next super chat, number 15, coming from a Big Fish Dog. Appreciate it, Big Fish. We got a Smash 16 full rebuild. He's got one side with T-Law, Trey Harris, and 2 late firsts next year. Other side with Garrett Wilson, Dak, and Kenneth Walker. So it seems like he made this trade and then flipped Dak for Rome, flipped Kenneth for a third and a first for Shador, and a third for a 26 first in Shador. Gotcha. So Snoog, we'll start with the first one. T-Law, Trey Harris, and 2 late firsts for Garrett Wilson, Dak, and Kenneth, knowing Dak turned into Rome. What do we like there?
Okay, so the way I look at it is I think you can go ahead, cancel out T-Law and Dak, and then it's Trey Harris and 2 late 26 first for Garrett Wilson and Kenneth Walker.
You have Dak Prescott worth the same as Trevor Lawrence?
He's probably like, a late second off from him?
Ooh, I'm considerably higher there. Just with the age of you have 5 years.
I have them maybe 3 or 4 spots apart from each other with T-Law given the gap, but I don't know. Trevor Lawrence comes out, stinks again. What's his value? What happens then? And you know what Dak's gonna do. But I am bullish on T-Law. So, all right, let's say T-Law and Dak are close. But let's say they're just close. Trey Harris and 2 late 26 first for Garrett Wilson and Kenneth Walker. Garrett and the 2 late 26s cancel out Kenneth Walker over Trey Harris. So give me the Garrett side.
This is an interesting one because I think. I don't love the first trade. I'm going to be honest. And I don't love getting Dak, Garrett Wilson, and Kenneth Walker. However, I do love the fact that you flipped Dak Prescott for Rome Odunze. That's an absolute smash. And then you flipped Kenneth Walker for Shador Sanders in a first, and I would do that as well because that pick is not necessarily an early one. the reason I like this even the most is because I'm the favorite to win Smash 16. So you just kind of went out there and you tapped out, and that's fine with me because I'll take it down.
All right, next super chat coming from Dustin. Appreciate it, Dustin. We got Brian Thomas Jr. and Tet on one side, or Goff, Jonathan Taylor, a 26 first and a second, and he said they're both late. Ring it up.
2 foundational wide receivers, baby.
Yo, this one's 6 to midnight for me, man. BTJ and Tet. I'm excited over here. That's the way to do it. I mean, you get 2 foundational assets, and you're probably moving a late first in there. That's a fantastic trade. I almost said sexy and fantastic. Sextastic, maybe, or I don't know where we're going to go with that. I'm excited. We are 20 minutes in, and we've hit 16 super chats. The energy is in here is phenomenal. So keep it coming.
Snoog from the Discord.
Yes, sir. Trade number 3 coming from Snoog. We got one side with Josh Jacobs, other side with Aaron Jones, and a 26 first and second. Dad, throw this one your way.
So here's the deal.
Installation, baby.
Aaron Jones, okay, is a guy that I want to buy everywhere. Aaron Jones is one of only 3 running backs last year to cross 50 receptions and 250 carries. The other 2 were Bijan Robinson and Jahmyr Gibbs. This is a discount. If we're not playing redraft, Aaron Jones is someone you can get for a pair of thirds or a late second. If you can insulate this, Josh Jacobs is worth a 26 first and second, but you get Aaron Jones for free, which makes this a perfect trade. We talk about it all the time. That's an insulated trade. That's a Dynasty Dad special. That's what we do here. That's Snoog. I love this one. And you don't even like Aaron Jones, but you got to take this.
Yeah, I like this one a lot. It's a great insulated move. You get a slight downgrade of production, but you get an extra first and second. Go use the first and second. Go get Judkins or Henderson if you want another running back.
Hey, we are back. We're up to 18 now, buddy. Let's roll.
All right. Appreciate the super chat, Kevin. We got one side with Amon-Ra and Bashal Tutin. Other side with Nico, Jalen Coker, Calvin Ridley, and a late 26 second. Snoog, I'm going to throw this one your way. I know you're a bit higher on Nico than Dad is, but how do you view him to Amon-Ra? And then we can figure out the ancillary pieces here.
Yeah, I'm taking Nico's side all day long here. Nico in a second for Amon-Ra. Perfect. I'd prefer Nico in a nutshell. He's going to outscore Amon-Ra St. Brown. And then Calvin Ridley over 2. And so it's a win-win.
Throw Coker out of here. That doesn't really do much for me.
Yeah, he didn't do shit.
I have them at least a mid-second apart, but I think Tutin. I'm slightly on the Amon-Ra St. Brown side because you guys know I love Bashal Tutin. I think that's the key on this whole thing. Like if he becomes the starter by 2026, that side wins comfortably. If he does not, and he just kind of sputters and kind of sticks in the middle. So this is a trade that I don't know if I would make one way or another unless Ridley is your starter and you need that third wide receiver. You know what I mean? I think Snoog and I are on the same page with Calvin Ridley. He's going to smash this year. He's going to, probably put up top 18 type wide receiver numbers in 2025. So if that puts you over the top, go ahead and do it.
All right. We got Doof coming back for a third chance at the jersey. If we can hit 30 super chats, 12 team tight end premium Laporta for London.
Oh, God. Oh, what? I mean, I saw someone the other day ask me, would you trade McBride in London? And I was like, well, there you're talking about, I want McBride, but you're in similar areas. You're killing it in here with London. London is worth the 102. Laporta, you're lucky if he's worth the 105 at this point. He's steadily dipped a little bit. I think some of it is unwarranted with the Ben Johnson leaving. I think he's still going to have a fine season. But he's not in that same realm as McBride and Bowers that some people think he is. So that definitely makes him a sell in Dynasty.
All right, back up here to trade 4 coming from Brocker, 1993 over in the Discord. We got one side with Brees, and you got the handcuff there, Braylon Allen, also Kyle Pitts, or Chase Brown, or CMC.
No, hold on. All right. Brees, Braylon Pitts, or your choice of Chase Brown or Christian McCaffrey, plus a late 27 first. So Snoog,
Ooh.
I think no matter what, you're taking the running back
it's a cowbell.
But is it and that's for sure. But a lot of people still value Breece Hall as if he's still one of those big 3 or 4 running backs. And we're talking about he was outside the top 15, I believe. I think he finished RB 17. And you look at it closer and you say, well, that year with Zach Wilson, he caught like 90 balls. So that was literally what was propping up. He's a fantastic running back, but if you can get Chase Brown or Christian McCaffrey and a first, and for me, I'm actually taking Chase Brown here. Unless I'm like an absolute all-in contender. I think he just has a little bit more value. Snoog, would you rather Chase or Christian McCaffrey in a nutshell?
Yeah, I think that's close. I'd prefer Chase Brown just because it's close. Like if
It's off
you're
by a
looking at
late
it
second.
if you're looking at it in like a 1 to 2 year window, probably CMC, but Chase Brown's going to put up some damn points this year, and he's a lot younger, so he'll gain value heading into next year, where CMC can come out and be RB2 overall and probably not gain much, right? Like he'll still be, everyone will be like, oh, he's one injury away, like it's been with Christian McCaffrey for the past few years. But
next super chat here, Tifi Baco says, Master of the Universe.
Super chats.
He is go ahead and putting the villain there. He had to talk about that was Merman, which obviously always makes me think of the as we pull up into the next one, a little bit of Zoolander, where he calls him, he's like, you're over there looking like a mermaid. He's like, Merman, Dad. Let's go. Let's get this thing going. I get pumped up on Tuesday. You want to talk life, you want to talk movies, you want to talk fantasy. This is the place to do it.
All right. Next trade coming in from Sab1248 on the Discord. We got one side with Mahomes and an early 26 second. Other side with T-Law, a mid-first, assuming next year, and a late second. We'll say both of those for 2026, Snoog. What do we think?
Mahomes for me. I'm a big Mahomes guy with how cheap he's gotten.
Hold up. I did. It's a mid-27 first if that changes it for you. It is for sure. I looked at the numbers. I'm not a Mahomes guy, so I'm taking Lawrence. If it's mid-27 first, I'm there. What's the gap between? I think is the early 22nd, 26 second the deal breaker there?
No, I think that it's the fact that one's the best quarterback in the NFL, and one of them's on the hot seat.
Okay. One of them's finished QB 13 or better every single season. The others put up back-to-back shit stains. Like that's where I'm looking at it.
But he's also been one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL in fantasy football multiple times. Like he's thrown for 5K yards and 50+ touchdowns many times.
Before. Mahomes is one of the biggest guys that you and I differentiate. It's like I'm not
QB1, QB7, QB4, QB1, QB8 missed the game. QB11 missed a game. So like he's basically a top 10 finisher every single year.
And that's in fantasy points per game or overall?
Overall.
Last year he wasn't QB8 last year, was he?
No, he was QB11 last year.
Yeah.
But he missed a game because he always sits out the last. So if you really look at it,
I just try to tear off of Mahomes, but I got no problem here with this one. I'm always trying to tear off him. I'm trying to make myself, get into an area where you get that 27 first. I think that's the biggest thing. Maybe I'm blinded by the 27 first.
It is,
and I think that's it. I always feel like in 27, a mid 27 first becomes an early real quick in my opinion. But
it can.
I should be a lot nicer when it comes to Patrick Mahomes because he is phenomenal. But dude, you got to put up fantasy points. That's the thing. I almost every roster review where I see Patrick Mahomes, I say go out and get Brock Purdy, Baker Mayfield, or Trevor Lawrence in a mid 27 first, and I have no problem doing that. So I mean that's kind of my thought process on that.
Yep. And our next super chat is coming in from Megan. Appreciate the super chat, Megan. She said, giving Snoog a couple bucks so he has to buy me ice cream tomorrow night. What do we think on that?
I think that's a cowbell. You know what I mean? What's the best ice cream place up in the Boston area?
That's a good question. There's JG's that's really good. There's Peachtree Farms that's really good. And then one of my good friends owns an ice cream stand, Josie's Ice Cream Stand. That's really good as well. So we rotate. She likes Josie's the best because she likes Moose Tracks. And I like the Cookie Monster, I like the blue ice cream. That's
nice. There you go. You get it all over your lips. Yeah, you turn all blue. I love it. Hey, got another one in here. We are up to 21. Keep it going.
Yeah, we hit that 20 mark. So that is 3 rookie guides and 3 VIP Patreons. And if we do hit 9 more super chats at 30, we're giving away a jersey from, is it ujersey.com?
Yeah.
A jersey over there on ujersey.com. So 9 more, we can hit that and set a record, I think. I think our record's 28, so 30 would be a new record. But getting back on track here. Next one coming in from Big Fish Dog. Said he got Caleb and JSN for Puka and Baker Mayfield. I know which way I'm leaning on this one. Snoog, I'll throw it over to you. What do you think?
Yeah, I want the Caleb and JSN side.
We're back.
All
Yep.
day
We're back.
Snoog and I are back. We're back singing Kumbaya on the same page here. You know, when it keep the Mahomes trades coming, because that's where we tend to argue the most. But this one here, this is a smash. I think that there's no debate there at all. Back to question number 7, because I feel like we keep trying to get back to your regularly scheduled program, but we're back.
All right, trade 7 coming from Pietri over on the Discord. One side with Cam Ward, Dallas Goedert, and then a first and second in 2027. Other side with Michael Penix, Saquon, and Travis Kelce. Dad, let's break this one down. What do we think?
Oh, all right. And my apologies on that. I do like that spelling of Saquon. That's pretty nice. All right. The gap between I think Ward and Goddard are the same as Saquon and Kelce. Like, as far as value goes, now it's two totally different ways, right? Like, Ward's above Penix, Kelce's above Goddard. Both of them are in that same area. So are you going to trade Penix or the 27-1-2? Snoog, I mean, if I'm contending, I want Saquon wherever I can get him. But if I'm rebuilding, I don't think this is a bad return. I mean, I think Kelce's worth the 27 second, Penix in the 27 first. But I think Ward and Goddard for Saquon is close, right? Like, I feel like this is a very flat trade one way or another. I don't think anybody's dominating this one. I think it's a clear direction you want Ward, or clear direction you want to win with Saquon.
Yeah, I feel like in this type of trade, you're better off just selling Saquon for like
individually,
and then trying to do like a Ward Penix deal if that's what you're trying to do. I don't really love getting you're not knocking my socks off by getting Ward or Penix in a rebuild or as a contender. Mm-hmm. So I feel like the right way to approach this, if you're the contender trying to buy Saquon, would just be buying him individually. And if you're trying to, sell him as a rebuild, it's selling him individually. But like you said, flat trade, not really a clear winner at all. Mm-hmm. Probably value a little bit on the Saquon side, but I think it's pretty decent overall because I like Ward over Penix. So
yeah, that's a good breakdown there. I mean, we talk about it all the time. It doesn't have to be this or that. It could be something different, like Snoog, we both prefer Ward over Penix. That part's a clear win, in my opinion. I think you get a better shot there. Kelce, if we tear it down a little bit, it just looks a little bit different. So we got a for the love of the game. Broc, you're better with the names than I am.
Appreciate the super chat. Obata Deglawi is my
nice. That was nice. That was right on, man. Can we get Snoog a mini cowbell? I'll order you one. I'll send it over to your house pretty soon there. I mean, my cowbell's not very big, you know what I mean? But he wants it like a tiny little one. Like what?
If it's a small one, you barely won the trade.
Oh, okay.
All right.
All right. All right. Let me try to get back to our regular spot here.
Trade number 8.
Because you have no idea what it looks like on this end of my computer screen. Is they're just poured in. Like you mix in all the ones from YouTube and the guys that are messaging on Twitter, and I could barely scroll through them all. So
all right, trade 8 here coming from Project Pat over on the Discord. We got one side with Gene T, other side with Loveland and Judkins, half-point tight end premium. So looking at this in rookie value, Dad's got the cowbell ready. All right.
Yeah, Project Pat, shout out to you. He just joined the Discord today. He was like, "Hey, Dad, I saw you guys are going to, have the show. Here's a question for you." Snoog, the real question is, and I think Judkins is rising for sure. I think Quinshon Judkins is really rising. What's the gap here now? I mean, I think a 27 first on top of this, and now I'm back to the Loveland Judkins side, where
absolutely
3 months ago would have been Genty.
Yeah, if I get a first, even 26 or 27 first, I want the Judkins side. Everybody listening to this show knows how much we've been in on Judkins. He is going to smash. He's on the Browns, and he's still going to be good. That's all you need to know about Judkins. Mm-hmm. But Genty is going to be absolutely ridiculous. So definitely need another first added to that Loveland side. But
yeah. It's like what, the 105, 106, and 110 for the 101. You're paying that all day. So next trade here coming from Seth Owens on the Discord. We got one side with Josh Allen and JSN, other side with Hurts, Travis Hunter, and a 27 first. I'll kick this one your way. What do we think?
Wow, this is a good one. This is a good one. I love Josh Allen. I think Josh Allen is your quintessential number one quarterback. He's never finished below number two. So, I mean, I would clearly prefer Allen and JSN over Hurts and Trav. It's that 27 first that's really just staring me in the face. If it's late, it's Allen. If it's mid, it's fair. And if it's early, it's Hurts. And it's not a cop out, but you got to really diagnose these things. I mean, Snoog, I think you're looking at two foundational wide receivers that are in the same value tier as JSN and Trav, but I think Allen's worth a first more than Hurts still at this point.
Yeah, and that's what it comes down to. I think if you need the third asset in a little bit of a deeper league, go with Hurts side. If you have, a stacked team, you see like, and then I look at it like if I have Hurts, Travis at the 27 first, would I pay that for the Allen and JSN side? And I wouldn't. So
yeah,
I'm going to take just the Hurts side, but it's very, it's a close trade. It's a fair trade, but that 27 first is staring me dead in the eyes. Like, you don't want to get rid of me and you want to trade for me. So,
yeah. And I can see it both ways for sure, but I'm slightly leaning on the Josh Allen side.
All right. Next one coming in from Chesty LaRue over on the Discord. We got one side with Tet McMillan and the other side with Rashee Rice. Dad, I know you're a big Rashee guy. You're also a big Tech guy, but who do you prefer?
Yeah, this is like trying to pick between my kids. But my favorite son here is Teteroy McMillan. I know we've seen it from Rashee Rice. The difference is you have the major injury, you have the suspension looming, you have all these other things there where Teteroy McMillan is a fresh start. And I think Teteroy McMillan is going to smash year one. If Teteroy McMillan puts up 1,200 yards, but this is what I keep saying is if both of these guys put up 1,200 yards and 8 touchdowns, Teteroy McMillan's stock goes through the roof. Rashee Rice improves a little bit, and I think both of them are foundational assets. I love them both, but I want Teteroy McMillan here. What do you think, Snoop?
Yeah, it's Tet slightly, but it's damn close. I think if we knew for sure Rashee Rice didn't have the suspension and if he never tore his ACL, we'd be like, this isn't close. But obviously, you're getting a guy that's way younger, just got drafted 8th overall, and is both clear-cut wide receiver ones in their offenses, but some risk with Rashee.
PCL, and he's back, which is what's nice. Like, that's the big thing is he's back on the field and looks sharp. I don't know what they're doing, in the Northeast to get guys back, or like you're trying to look at, honestly, the Stephon Diggs right now, his ACL, he's like 6 months recovered. He's out there cutting like crazy. 24th super chat here by Kyle Wynn.
Appreciate the super chat, Kyle. He said, we have Tet, JSN, and Travis Hunter. Would you give Lamb and ETN for Igbuka and 227 firsts, or Lamb and ETN for Igbuka, Chase Brown, and a 27 first? So it's essentially Chase Brown for a 27 first is what it boils down to on which you'd prefer there to give him his answer. Snoog, what do we think?
Yeah, I think it's real close here. I'd probably go with the Igbuka and 227 firsts over Lamb and ETN side. I actually think that's a really good side, especially if I'm rebuilding.
Yeah, I like that.
If I'm contending, you know what? If you're contending, I think you got to just keep Lamb. But if you're going to go for a rebuild, I like Igbuka in the 227s instead of Chase Brown, even though Chase Brown's probably worth more than a single 27 first. It's just by the time you make that pick, he probably won't be.
Yeah, Igbuka's not going to win you championships this year. Chase Brown will keep you in contention, but I think Travis Etienne is going to put up points. So it's a matter of like, if I want to consider that Igbuka, Chase Brown, and 27 first, I'm going to take that 27 first day one, and I'm going to trade it for AJ Brown, and I'm going to try to get that ahead of time and just say, I'm going to try to target someone that has T. Higgins, Rashee Rice, AJ Brown, something that I can buy a 27 first for. And then if I can do that, I would do it. But if they're rebuilding, Igbuka and 227 first, I think it's a smash for Lamb, and that's an insulated trade that I'm making all day long. And I think it's feasible. Any trade where you get 227 first. I mean, in Smash Accept Global today, I saw Josh Downs and 226 first for Marv. I think anytime you get 2 first, you have a tough time not saying I want the 2 first side, because now in that one, that's real close. Snoog, I mean, if you were 2 random 26 first and Josh Downs or Marv, which side are you taking? I know we're both high on Marv.
Yeah.
You're a little bit higher.
I'd probably lean Marv, but it's it's close. But are you back? Is Dad in on Travis Etienne? You've been getting me excited talking about
Oh no,
Travis Etienne tonight.
Sounded like it.
I'm
sounded
I'm
like
in
it.
I'm in on Bashal Tootin and ETN. You get them both. It's like those when you were talking about it, where was it when it was Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt, and you're like, let's get them both because they're on that contract year, right? And then you had two starters there for a while. You had Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt when he, like that's the kind of deal that you want to get. You want to have situations where you can get two starters out of one
What
set
about
of
Tank
backfield.
Bigsby?
No, just no.
All right, and then after this one, Dad, Obata forgot to put the message in his super chat,
All
so
right.
it's just a few messages above here. We'll hit that one next. So another one coming in from Big Fish Dog. He said, got this in a startup. He traded Sutton at the 10:03 and a 26 first for Tet. Wow, so 26 first, jumping up 6 rounds and getting Tet.
Oh yeah, all day long.
Yeah,
It's
you want me to?
It's not quite a cowbell, but it's a damn good trade for
No,
Tet.
it's real good. And a lot of times in drafts at that point, if you are already at the 10th and you know it's Sutton, you know the direction of your team, and people just want to go in there. Other times you're like if you trade blindly in the beginning, and I'm not, I'm not going to name drop, but there's some in the past where I've gotten a 27 first for someone in round 1, and then they're like, can I get that back? Because no, like you made that, you set it up. Here we go with this. We found that trade there for you.
Here's a cowbell.
So we got JSN and a 2027 third. Other side with DJ a first next year and a first in 27. You agree, Dad? Cowbell?
Yeah, give me DJ Moore there. I think if this is a 26 mid to early second, sure, but DJ Moore hate has got to stop. Like he's still going to be the wide receiver 1 for the Bears. I understand they brought in a lot of mouths to feed, but like Snoog, he's been a top 15 to 20 wide receiver every year of his career. He's someone that I love having as my wide receiver 3 in Dynasty because he's going to put up points every single week.
I love Jackson. Like he is one of my favorite players to watch at the wide receiver position. There's a good chance DJ Moore outscores him straight up. It's literally like you're getting 2 free firsts.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, next one coming in from Kevin Davis. We are at 26 guys, so 4 more. Not only going to be giving away 3 VIP Patreons,
we at the
3
record
guides, 2 more is the record.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
And a free jersey on Dad for Father's Day. So 4 more will get there. 2 more will break the record. This one coming in from Kevin. He said he picked up a sorry Orphan team with no value other than Jaden Daniels. He traded the 108, 208, and 2 mid to late 27 firsts.
He got all that for Daniels. He got Daniels. 108, okay. 208, 227 firsts, and 227 seconds. And that's the way you do it. Now, now when you break it down, though, if a team is all in, this is 3 firsts and 3 seconds. And I think Jaden Daniels is worth 4 firsts. So I mean, I think with that 108, the next thing you do here in this, Kevin, is you trade the 108 for a 27 first and a second this year. And then you just keep building out, especially on those sorry orphans. Orphans need love too, just like we talked about with our guy Darth. Like that's a trade where you have to keep building out, and you're going to have to hit some home runs. The best way to hit a home run in this is build for 2027. You're going to get some great assets. You're going to absolutely dominate when that starts to get in there. So we are 4 super chats away, and I'm really trying to find out where we were at.
11.
So let me scroll up here. There are so many comments. We love all the support that you guys give us. We love when you guys are peppering us with trades because it keeps us on our toes, just like this one here. Just Incredible, who is in Smash Global with me. So let's see what he's got.
Let's go. So this one we got one side with Hertz and Mason Taylor on one side. Other side with Bo Nix, Ayuk, a 27 first and 26 second. That is the first and second plus Nix getting you to Hertz. How far off is that? And then what do we think about the other parts of this deal?
So Taylor in the second you can wipe out. And yeah, I'm at the point where I'm willing to buy Bo Nix in this trade. I think Bo Nix and the 27 first are enough. I feel like it's a free Brandon Ayuk. And Snoog and I are starting to get back in on the Ayuk train because I think he's going to be, there's reports now that are saying that he could be ready day 1.
Absolutely
Snoog, you in
agree.
there?
Yeah. I agree. I think Knicks, I think Ayuk's a great buy right now in general. Like, I think he's going to really kind of come back and bounce back in a good way. And you're getting a 27 first, a 26 second, and Bo Nix to insulate off Jalen Hurts. I think it's great value. So,
All right. Next one coming in from Mandy Trollinger. Appreciate the super chat, Mandy. To help break the record and have Dad give away a jersey. Let's go.
Yeah, we'll roll with that one. That was my girlfriend. So
we
love
got
you, babe.
both
Thanks.
the girls. Both the girlfriends are in here tonight.
They're just trying to throw a little support there. I love that. Tomorrow, she sacrifices date nights on Wednesdays so we can record. So thanks, babe. Appreciate it.
I think you owe her an ice cream date then.
I will make sure.
Crumble cookie date.
Ooh, that's they got a new lineup out right now. It's hot. Right, here we are.
Over to trade 13 from Dak Tech over on the Discord. And then we got to go back to 12. I think we skipped one. This one's got one side with 112 and a 27 second. Other side with Tua and 227 thirds. Snoog, if we kind of wipe out the bullshit here, 112 or Tua, what do we think?
Well, here, hold on. Because I like Doc. Doc Tech is a great guy. Snoog, you're going to like this. We talked about this before, I think last week, where it was like Travion Henderson fell to 108, so the guy made the trade to get his guy. He moved up and he got a Buka. He got the smash right there. Like that's the way to do it. We are one away from tying our record here. We hit 27. This is cowbell time, right? When you can get a Buka, Snoog, that's your guy. If he falls to 112, you're breaking your thumbs trying to like text and get yourself back into that draft. And I love when we talk about that in the Discord all the time, where guys are like, "Oh, what do I do to get in here?" At 112, you don't value it as 112. You can go ahead and try to get yourself in there and get yourself a Buka.
Yeah, that's what matters too, right? We talk about this a lot, Dad. It's like, would you rather the 109 or this player? And then the 109 ends up being Ted McMillan or something, which is that's funny.
Dude said he's gonna eat ramen all week just for us to hit 30.
And
Crazy Connor said another just for the love of the game. All right, this has been super fun. We got to keep this going. But yeah, Snoog, you got to go in there. You got to get your guy. Sorry, that ramen noodle one hit me hard.
Tiffy Bracco. Tiffy Bracco just did. We hit 30, baby.
Was that a love of the game?
Another one.
Love of the game.
So we are there. Guys, that's a fantastic. Hey, we got it there. 30. That's a fantastic show. And now we're going to hit everything else that you guys have here, because we're not trying to just stop. We're trying to get to all the trades that were sent in. Next one sent in here from Jungle
Beats. All right, so we got one side with Kenneth Walker, Kenneth Walker and a mid 27-1. Other side with Garrett Wilson here, Snoog. K-Dub and a mid first and 27, or Garrett Wilson.
I want Kenneth Walker. I have such a sweet spot for Kenneth Walker. I'm like still a believer that like he's gonna at one point in time give us a top 5 season because he's so talented. I hope it's soon. I really do.
I'm flipping him for 27 first plus a running back that I want, like another player that I want.
Connor.
Yeah, exactly. We missed trade number 12.
All right, back up to trade 12, then we'll hit those new super chats that came in. This one coming from Mike over on Discord. We got one side with
hey, you gotta say it.
We got one side with Judkins and Ferguson, other side with Pollard, Jarquez, and a 27 first. He's a contender here, so I don't know if that plays into it. All these guys are pretty young outside of Pollard and Ferg. But Dad, what do we think here on this one?
I mean, Mike Coxbig is a good guy. He's in the Discord there. I think that is Terrence Ferguson.
Okay.
I'm having a hard time if I'm contending, not just rolling with Pollard in that first and keep it in my back pocket, but I understand trading up to get Quinshon Judkins if you're really bullish on him. And I think Snoog, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Pollard's still going to put up solid flex numbers where, I mean, points per game, maybe Judkins outscores him by 2 or 3, but I don't think we're going to see it where it's a astronomical difference between that 27 first if you're a true contender. I'd rather take that 27 first and get Christian McCaffrey and roll with McCaffrey and Pollard if I'm all in.
Yeah, it's one of those trades that I think is definitely fair. I'd probably lean the Judkins side just because I'm bullish on him, but it seems like it could go so either or. Like it feels like one of those type of trades.
Hey, Jaime's back.
Jaime coming back with our 31, 32. I don't even know what number. Appreciate it, Jaime. He's giving
34.
CMC and Smitty and the 201. Getting back Travis Hunter, Caleb Johnson, and Evan Ingram. Snoog, what do we think on this one?
I'm taking the Travis Hunter side. I'm taking Travis Hunter. Hunter over Smith in the 201. Caleb Johnson and Ingram over CMC, but it's close.
Yeah, I would really want to wait until see what's at the 201 because I think with the J.K. Dobbins news, I think you're going to see R.J. Harvey fall to 201. I think I would just wait on this one. But I think if you're bullish and you need a foundational wide receiver, I have no problem trading for Hunter. But I think this is a very fair trade where on the clock, I think you'll get a little bit more.
All right. Next one coming in from Sean Owens. Appreciate it, Sean. He said, should he send Ricky Pearsall and 2 27 firsts for Amon-Ra and a 26 second? Dad, you're shaking your head no?
I mean, if they're both late, like this class it's all about how you're going to go ahead and project it. If you know that these are too late first and you're going to win a championship, sure. But you better be certain because even the mid firsts, I mean, guys like Cam Coleman, Snoog, there's some guys in that mid. And we're going to add running backs in there. Like we don't even know who the running backs are at that point. But I mean, Cam Coleman's firmly in that 105, 106 range. I think he's going to be an absolute stud. So like I'm having a hard time doing this. I would rather use that latest 27 first, whichever one you have, and buy a contending piece. You know, I think Pearsall and a late first gets you AJ Brown if you're all in. I'm not really into going all the way up for Amon-Ra on this.
That's what I was going to say. I was going to say, take your 26 first and Pearsall and go get AJ Brown or Rashee Rice or one of those guys and keep the 27s.
And those are the guys, if you guys didn't see our show, it's one that Snoog and we got Nico Collins on there, AJ Brown, players that Snoog and I can't stop trading for. You know, he's got Kittle on there. Snoog, who's the other guy that you had on there? I mean, we had some guys that were just like all in. You know, that's a guy that I got to have on my team.
Yeah, we had Kittle, we had AJ Brown, Nico Collins, all those type of guys that, you know, are a little bit undervalued to the market, but they're going to smash and be big returns in your leagues for this upcoming season. So
Mike Honcho joining the party, getting himself in there. Kevin Davis, same. Sorry, Orphan traded Evans, Connor, Benson for a late second, mid 27 first.
Banger, you're crushing it, brother.
When you take those,
keep doing that stuff.
Depreciating assets, you have to do it. Snoog, what do you think of this one? Hall and Kraft or Loveland second and Adams? He declined the first. I'm taking Loveland second and Adams. I mean, I think the gap. No.
I want Brees. I think Brees is gonna have a big year.
I think I am too. That it's just close.
Yeah,
I wanted to like it. I think it has to be a first.
It's very close, but yeah. Or like a 1-2 swap or 2 seconds will get it done for me.
All right. Trade 15 here coming from a Gonzo over on the Discord. One side with Pickens and a random first and 27. Could be early, could be mid, could be late. Other side with T. Higgins. Throw this one over to you, Dad.
I'm taking the random first and George Pickens. I love T. Higgins. Same. But I think if you get that random first, I think it's that situation where you trade for a guy. If this is late, it's fair. But it's not. You know, if it's anything better than that, you're going to end up winning. Yeah. I think George Pickens is a buy low everywhere right now.
Yeah, I agree. What's stopping George Pickens from producing like a T. Higgins next year too?
Yeah. Dak will throw the same amount of times as Burrow. You're getting the 2 on each offense. So good one there, Gonzo. Next one coming from Slim Jimmy over on the Discord. We got 2 random 27 firsts and a late 26 first. So 2 and 27, a late one next year. Other side with AJ Brown and Bucky Irving. Dad, how we chopping this one up?
I think AJ Brown is worth a random 27 first and a late 26 first. I would rather a random 27 first than Bucky, but if I'm contending, I like the AJ Brown side, but I think I would want a James Conner type yet, or an Aaron Jones, or a Travis Kelce, Stephon Diggs. I'd want a little bit more firepower. Snoog, a lot of times people make these trades and they're like, well, if I get AJ Brown and Bucky, I'm a contender. I struggle with that because it's like, if you didn't have them, you should already still be a contender. You shouldn't be dumping all this asset. Like sometimes people jump the gun, they get in there a little bit too soon and just say, well, when I add this, and now all of a sudden your best bench player is Brian Robinson and you're out of the playoffs.
Yeah, you're cooked.
Yeah, exactly. Wow, these super chats are just flowing in. I think it's fair value, but I think it's like Bucky and AJ are probably both worth mid to late firsts, like 2 mid to late firsts a pop. So it's off by a little bit.
It's fair. Just make sure you know what you're getting.
Exactly.
All right, we'll hit this one real quick, then hit the new super chat. So trade 17, we got one side with Adams and a mid 26 first, other side with AJ Brown and Io Manor for the Titans. Dad, what do we think here?
Give me, gosh, that's tough. I want Adams in the first if it could tend towards the early. Otherwise, it's AJ Brown. Snoog, this is tough because like you and I always preach that we want to pick up Devontae Adams plus a first, but I feel like that's more for a Jordan Addison to guy that I think I got to go AJ Brown here.
I want AJ Brown too. He's just a foundational asset to me. Like he's a guy that can be wide receiver 1 overall, or he could be a top 5 finisher for the next 2 to 3 years. So
yeah. And that one's from J. Cole 165 over in the Discord as well. We did the Hall Craft. We have one from Green Monster 20. This is a first timer.
Let's go. Appreciate the super chat, Green Monster. He said he traded a 27 first, the 202 this year, and a 25 third for the 104 and 112. He already has the first pick, the 5th, the 8th, and the 201. Herbert and McCarthy, Neighbors, Rice, Olave, Adunze, Waddle. He doesn't really have any running backs and tight ends. He's going to get JT 101. This now gives him 104 and 105 if he were to do this, and the 108, 112, and 201. Snoog, what do we think here on that trade?
Yeah, I want the 104 side all day long. I think that's a smash trade. And you're getting the 112. Like, hopefully you get, it's one of ththose leagues you get a Nick Buka, Loveland, a Harvey, a Caleb Johnson that falls to the 112. And then you're in the clear, you're golden here. You're going to guaranteed get one of Tet, Hampton, and Travis Hunter to add another, foundational wide receiver to pair up with Neighbors and Rice. And then you have Olave, Adunze, Waddle. That's a phenomenal start. So.
And what's great about this trade is the fact that the rookie draft hasn't started yet, and I hope you win the rookie guide because a lot of guys have really, are done with their drafts. But Snoog, you get the 104. There's a real chance that at 112 you can get a 27 first plus. So now all of a sudden that 27 first is out the window, and now you got basically a 202 for Travis Hunter or Tedroy McMillan. And I think that you killed that one for sure.
I was going to say, I'm almost thinking I take 112 and McCarthy and go upgrade at QB. Like, see what you can get at QB to have Herbert and a better quarterback too.
Yeah.
Like, you can do that as well because you're stacked at wide receiver, and then you're going to have a stacked quarterback core, and you can find Phil on running backs. Just thought.
Yeah, some flexibility there. Green Monster. This next one, JMA coming back. He's got only McCaffrey and the 301 for 105. Looks better. So we'll do CMC and 301 for 105. Dad, what do we think? Does that trade look better?
No, I'm taking the 105 there. Hold on. Is that in conjunction with his last trade?
It might have been, yeah.
Is this one here? Giving CMC, Devonta Smith, 201. I have Christian McCaffrey right now worth maybe the 108. So I don't think the 301 closes the gap. If you can get a second, Snoog, Travion Henderson or Christian McCaffrey in a second. I don't think the gap is a third though. I think the gap is still a second for actual value, unless you're going to 100% going to go win it all.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's close, but didn't we already do this one?
It was a question off of this.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think Travion Henderson would be very well over CMC in a second, but it's the value. Like it's definitely the value, especially as a contender. But
I am trying to get back to where we're at. Snoog's he's got the thoughts of ice cream going through his head, so he's like kind of getting in between there. All right, where are we at? 2018?
Yep.
We just did 18, right?
No.
we just got more super chats.
I can't even keep up.
We'll hit this one
We-
quick. We'll hit the next
40.
few quick.
We're gonna have to get a second MC on these kind of things. All right. There you go. There's 39. Brock, if you want to read that one out, and I'm gonna keep looking.
Appreciate the super chat. Steen coming back. He said if he happens to win the rookie guide, give it to GM. You guys know who GM is? Is that someone else that's been
Green Monster?
Oh, Green Monster. Awesome. Trade 19 coming from Nagel over on the Discord. We got one side with Omarion Hampton and Mason Taylor. Other side with James Cook, who is not practicing. Rumors are he's got his house in Buffalo up for sale. We'll see what happens there. But Cook and a mid-27 first on the other side. While Dad's taking a sip, Snoog, I'll kick this one over here to you. What do we think?
Give me Hampton. I'm not a big James Cook fan at all.
Hold on a second. You're not even a Hampton guy. James Cook was the RB8 last year, man. I'm taking the free 27 first. I mean, I think you're almost.
I just don't know what James Cook's gonna be. Like, what's his career? Like, you think James Cook's one of those guys that's good till he's 28 years old? No.
Yes.
I don't think so. I think he's done in 2 years.
Even so, you're getting the 27 first, so you're gonna have a guy that's an RB1, RB2 for 2 years in between there, where Taylor will never be worth that first. You know, like I think the first is pretty comfortable for me on that one. But I like that trade. We got 2 more regular trades, then I got super chats coming out my ears. So let's get these 2 regular ones done, then we'll jump to the supers.
Let's do it. Next one coming from BVD5. We got one side with DK and Terry, other side with T and a 26 first. Dad, you're shaking your head. Which side do we like here?
Well, when you get the 2 best, you get the best player and the best pick. It's a no-brainer.
Yep.
Next one coming from Shazam49 over on the Discord as well. One side with Dak, Nico, 204. Other side with May, Godwin, Javante, and the 202.
Yeah.
That's a cowbell.
For real, like Snoog, Dak and Nico are the literal best values there are when it comes to fantasy. Like you're getting crazy value.
That's ridiculous. Yeah.
Trade 22 coming from Saint Goose, also from the Discord. We got Brian Thomas Jr. and 2 firsts next year on one side. Other side with Rice, Ginty, and Kincaid. He is rebuilding. And the third. We'll throw the third out. So I know you talked about Dad, BTJ versus Ginty. How do you see that currently still? And then 2 firsts for Rice, Kincaid. How would you break this down?
Ginty is worth more than Brian Thomas Jr. now. He was not pre-draft. It wasn't anything that happened there, but Hunter going there at least dips him enough that they're in the same tier. So, I mean, you could take them out of the equation. Would you rather have a 226 first or Rice and Kincaid? And that's a no-brainer. So for me, this is the BTJ. Yeah. You know, I get the foundational asset. I get the 2 firsts. Snoog, you're the Ginty guy, but I mean, this is a pretty good return.
Yeah, I want the BTJ side as well in a rebuild. I'd like to try to keep Kincaid, though, if I could.
Yeah, that's possible.
He had like 450 yards last year. I'm out on Kincaid. I'm out on Kincaid.
He's
all right, next one coming in from Fox over in the Discord. We got one side with McCaffrey, 72 third. Probably a 27 third.
And 2 thirds. That was an and, okay?
McCaffrey.
I dropped the shift button ahead of time. Yeah.
Other side with a 26 first, a Mixon, and Aaron Jones.
So Snoop, This is basically Christian McCaffrey in 2 thirds, or Mixon in a first, or Aaron Jones in a first.
Give me the first side.
I'm taking the first, even if it's Aaron Jones. I think
good insight.
It's the way to do what you should do with Christian McCaffrey. We are about to close up. We have 2 more here. There's 40. Doof is back. He's going to get that ramen. Give the rookie guide to GM as well from Connor. So, Snoog, you got 41 spots up on your board?
I do.
All right.
I've been having to keep up with this board the whole show. I'm like,
all right. So 3, we're giving away 3 rookie guides, 3 VIPs, and out of those 3, we're gonna pick a winner to get their free jersey. Capiche?
Okay. Yep.
Sound good?
Capiche.
Yeah.
Let's do it. This will be a fun one. All right, here we go. Also, if it's one of our girlfriends, we might have to change that a little bit. We'll just spin it back.
Respin.
Unless they really want a jersey.
Cone. They get a free ice cream cone. They get the free ice cream cone, and then you respin. Obata.
Oh, we got a new one. All right, fantastic. I love when somebody new to the show jumps in and then they get an opportunity. I love that.
Why? Make it one again.
Yo, all right.
All right.
I don't know why you put her on the wheel.
Yo,
Yo,
I owe
now
Megan?
she gets super toppings on that ice cream tomorrow. Let's get it going.
She gets an extra large ice cream, I guess.
You don't normally let her get that? Yeah, it's like no toppings. I'm sorry, we can't afford that. Let's do it. What do we got?
L Train,
another newcomer to the show. Right? Fantastic. Can we get a third newcomer?
Doof, the ramen's paying off.
Was Doof the one that was like this close, like 7 times in a row, like 7 straight shows?
Yes.
All right, that's our 3. Let's put it in there.
Oh wait, let me do one more because never mind.
No, that's our 3. That's our 3. All right, so this is the person, whoever this is out of these 3. You take your girlfriend off there. All right, out of those 3, whoever gets this, all right, DM me. Let me know what jersey, what size you want. I'll get it ordered for you and send it out here ASAP.
It's gonna be Doof. Yeah.
Doof, you might be eating ramen the rest of the week, like you said, but you're getting yourself a jersey from ujersey.com. They make great looking jerseys. If you guys haven't checked it out, they're at a fraction of the cost.
I'm gonna give away. I'm gonna give away 2 more
for the other winners, Dad. For the other winners, Dad, people are asking in the chat. The 3 that won before, what do they get?
Oh yeah, the 3 that got that. Yeah, they get a rookie guide and a free month of VIP Discord. So DM either Snoog or myself. I'm at Dynasty Dad FF. He's at FF Snoog on Twitter, or message us on YouTube in the comments. Just put Dynasty Trade giveaway when the show comes out, and we will make sure we take care of you guys.
I'm
giving
away 2 more rookie guides. Pull it back up.
All right, Snoog's just
I got to. Hold on. I gotta do it. It's for the love of the game. 41 supporters. 41 supporters. It's for the love of the game. Hold on. Almost got it.
You're cooking.
All right, ready?
Did you just type in 41 names quick? Go ahead.
No.
2 more rookie guides. Here we go. They will go to...
He hasn't had his rookie draft yet, so that's good.
Hey, Jaime, there we go.
Yeah. Boom.
Man, Histeen's been right there, every single one. Got it.
All right, Histeen said to give it a green monster. He said give it a green monster.
Green monster, make sure you guys DM.
Green monster, DM us.
Hey, first of all, if you guys made it the whole way through the show, thank you so much for the support. Also, for that jersey, that's a Father's Day kind of thing from Dad to you guys, so we want to make sure you guys enjoy your Father's Day. Make sure you guys drink a beer with your dad if you're old enough. If you're not, go out and play catch. All right. Thanks again for tuning in, guys, and enjoy the process. Or get drunk and play catch. That's even better.